Okay, so next up, David Hodge. I'm excited about this one. David, coming to us from Lucid Technics, you'll have to tell us what that is going to be giving us an interesting talk about how Bruce Lee made him a better software developer. We need to hear this. Give it up for David.
How many of you guys have gotten into a fight? No? Well, I haven't, but I've been on many software projects, and it's kind of like the same thing. So this is about how Bruce Lee helped me become a better software developer. One of my favorite quotes from him is, before I learned the art, a punch was just a punch and a kick was just a kick. After I learned the art, a punch was just a punch and a kick was just a kick. I had to really kind of think about what that meant. So this is Bruce Lee, the same one I'm talking about, not a different one. I studied Jeet Kune Do. His art, it's not really a style, but it's kind of a way of thinking. It's practical, it's pragmatic, there's no time to stretch, it's the way of no way. So it's not for a belt, it's not for anything but practical survival. And I thought about this. The principles of Jeet Kune Do are efficiency, directness, and simplicity. There's a reason why there's low kicks, because in a fight you don't have time to stretch. You don't have time to do a flying kick. There's no time. So it's very simple and direct. And so I said, wait a minute, what does this have to do with software? Maybe if I change that first quote, I can change it to something like a programming language is just a programming language, and apply these same principles to software. So I think too many of the times we get hung up on, I'm a Java developer, I'm a DevOps, performance strategist, ninja warrior, or whatever you have. And we kind of cling to these ideals, and that kind of hinders us. It limits us when we think about, hey, we have to use AngularJS, React.js, or microservice, all the things. Because what that does really is make our software not simple. It becomes more complex. Even though it says simple in the name, I don't think that's simple. If I have to explain that to a new developer, they're going to look at me like I'm crazy. It's an actual class. So, what can we do? We've let our captain down. We need to simplify the simple things. And it's not easy. Sometimes you're working on the user experience and you think you have it right, maybe because you studied some new book. But to get to the user profile settings, it's kind of like a Konami cheat code. It's like up, up, down, down, left, right, BA, select, start. Except you don't get 30 lives. You get a confused user. They can't find the user settings. Bruce Lee says, be formless, shapeless, like water. So in a fight, you don't have time to say, step one, I'm going to block his punch, then I'm going to kick to the right, and then I'm going to parry. It doesn't work like that, at least I've heard. You have to empty your mind, kind of free yourself from any preconceived notions of what should be done with the technology or what have you. In this moment, I think it's time for a training montage. So typically in martial arts movies, when you kind of learn these techniques, you learn to break bamboo with your bare shins and stuff like that. So I tried to apply these techniques to software. And the other quote I like is, learn the principle. So when I'm talking about continuous delivery integration, I stress what's the difference between unit testing and integration testing. And I don't talk about, hey, you have to use Jenkins, or hey, you have to use this particular tool or this framework. Abide by the principles. Once you kind of learn the technology, you have to actually use it in combat. Use it on your software project in real life situations, not the to-do MVC examples. I mean, you really have to know and understand it because it has technical debt ramifications. And then go beyond that. Dissolve the principle. You're going to have to evolve past what our current paradigms are. I mean, that's how technology works, right? You take the given principles and not be bound by them. You kind of dissolve them. What we do here is creative. Software is a creative art. If you do a project 10 times, you're going to get 10 different results. That's just how it works. You move to different methods. So, one last thing I would say is the idea of learning new technology. I see so many developers kind of stay stagnant. Go to conferences like this, keep talking, volunteer for talks, and lastly I'll say there are no limits, only plateaus, and you have to move beyond them. Thanks.